Hi and welcome to the video on functions. Now, functions is seemingly difficult for a lot of people, but I think conceptually it's a very easy idea. It's an input-output game. Any function can be thought of as a input-output box kind of a machine. So you put something which is your input and you get something which is your output. Think of it as a vending machine. You put money into it and you get a toffee or Coca-Cola or a magazine out of that machine. Or your shopkeeper, you give him money, he gives you stuff in return. Money is the input, stuff is the output. Or you slap someone, right? Your slapping him is input and he slaps you 3 times back. So that is the output, right? So any such thing, any such idea with an input and an output is a function. And functions are also there in mathematics, right? So let's start with a very simple toffee function. Think of it as a machine or a shopkeeper which is working as a function. You put 1 rupee in it and you get 3 toffees, right? So your input is 1 rupee and your output is 3 toffees. Since you'll be dealing only with number, can I also think that the input is 1 and the output is 3, right? So the same basic idea. So if you understand that if you put in 1 rupee, you get 3 toffees, what will happen if you put 5 rupees in this toffee function, right? For most of you, this calculation would be very easy. You've been buying toffees all your life. So when you put 1 rupee, you get 3 toffees. When you put 5 rupees, you will get 15 toffees, right? Most people will be able to solve it. And there you have it. You looked at something, you were not even given the function, you were just given the input and output, and you took out the pattern and used it to deduce how many toffees you will get in 5 rupees, and the answer is 15 toffees, right? The question can also be turned around. What if I tell you that the shopkeeper or the function or the vending machine gave you 9 toffees? So tell me how much rupees or how many coins did you put in the machine, or how many coins did you give to the trader? Again, fairly easy question. Most people will be able to figure out that you have to put in 3 rupees, right? So very basic ideas of function. Can I say now if I want to express this idea instead of in design, let's say in mathematical language, right? Basically using numbers and equation or the equal sign. So can I say my number of toffees is equal to 3 times the money given it is in rupees, right? Instead of toffees, can I call it Y? Half of algebra, or let's say 60-70% of algebra, is about giving names to things, right? So that you can use that idea more easily rather than the whole thing itself, right? So instead of saying toffees, you can just say Y. Basically, your information has become shorter, more compressed. Instead of money, can you say X? Again, right? So Y is equal to 3X. Can I say that is my function, right? X is my input, Y is my output. I hope the idea of function is getting clear to you. So now instead of y is equal to 3x, if I just write fx is equal to 3x, I have reached algebraic functions, or the way of writing functions. So the toffee function will be rewritten as fx is equal to 3 into x, right? Now this f of x means that x is the input and f of x is the output. And what is the output? It is 3 times the input in this case, right? Instead of fx, you can directly write y also, or when you see fx, you can think in your head that you mean y or z or some other variable, right? So basically this is an equation which is y is equal to 3x. Y is the output, x is the input, right? So let's use this toffee function very quickly. If I put in 1, so if I use a function mathematically, the value of x that I put into fx is 1. So I will rewrite it as f of 1, which will become equal to 3 into x, and instead of x we are using 1. So 3 into 1 gives me 3, right? Quickly, if I want to find f of 2, instead of x I'll write 2. Wherever there is x written, I'll write 2 and my thing will get solved automatically. So 3 2s are, I will get 6. What if the input is 4? 3 into 4, my answer is 12, right? Very easy stuff. So let's try a more formal looking, slightly scarier looking function. Let's say comparatively, this is not scary at all though. So fx is equal to 2x minus 7. This is my function given to me. So let's try the input output. Say if I tell you what is the value of f of 1, what will you do? You will put 1 wherever there is x, right? So you will write f of 1 is equal to 2 into 1 minus 7 and then calculate the value. 2 minus 7 is 5. If I ask you to find f of 3, wherever there is x, you will put 3 and you will be able to solve the function. So f of 3 is equal to 2 into 3 minus 7. 2 into 3 is 6. 6 minus 7 would be minus 1. If I ask you to find f of 50, right? So wherever there is x, put in 50, solve the equation, you will have your answer as whatever you will have your answer as. Right? So I hope you're getting that the idea of function is very, very easy. It's a case of input output. X is the input, f of x is the output, or you can also call it y. Right? Sometimes you might also have two functions at the same time. So let's say fx is equal to 2x minus 7, and then the other function is, let's say, g of x, which is given as 3x plus 7. Try it out for yourself. Find the value of g of 1, find the value of g of 3, and find the value of g of 50, and see whether the values that I have given are correct or not. Hit pause and try and find the value of g of 1, g of 3, and g of 50. So this part of functions was fairly easy, right? So now, just to get you started for the next video, let's ask you a couple of questions. If I tell you that fx is 2x minus 7, and I tell you that g of x is 3x minus 7, what would be f of g of x, right? Don't get very scared. That means for the function, for the blue function, what will happen if the input is the golden function, right? So instead of x as 1 or 2, the whole thing x is being replaced by g of x. Find out for yourself, or try it out by yourself, or ask a friend, figure it out. What will happen? It will be covered in the next video. Similarly, find out what will happen if I put fx, take the blue function as the input for the golden function, right? So basically we are putting a function as the input inside another function. Shouldn't be very complicated, right? So this is your thinking exercise for the video. That's it. In the next video on functions and graphs, we'll try and connect more ideas connected to visual ideas of building a graph and lines, etc. Thank you and see you soon.